Daniel Carter was exhausted. After a long flight and back-to-back meetings, all he wanted was a hot shower and a few hours of uninterrupted sleep. The Blackwood Grand Hotel stood before him, its towering Victorian architecture bathed in the golden glow of the evening. He had booked the room at the last minute, unaware of its history. At the reception desk, the concierge, a woman with tired eyes and a stiff smile, handed him an old-fashioned brass key. Concierge room 404. But Daniel noticed the hesitation in her voice. He asked, sliding the key into his pocket. "Concierge, of course, sir. Enjoy your stay." Daniel shrugged and took the elevator to the 4th floor. As he walked down the dimly lit hallway, he noticed something strange. Room 402, then 403. But where was 404? He stepped forward and suddenly the door appeared before him as if it had been waiting. A dull brass plate read 404, though the numbers looked older and more worn than the rest. Shaking off his unease, Daniel unlocked the door and stepped inside. The room was elegant but outdated. Floral wallpaper, antique furniture, and a musty scent that reminded him of old books. He set his suitcase down and flicked the light switch. The chandelier above flickered, casting eerie shadows across the walls. The air was colder than in the hallway, but he blamed the faulty heating system. After a quick shower, he collapsed onto the bed, fatigue pulling him into sleep almost instantly. But at precisely 4:04 a.m., he awoke to the sound of knocking. Soft at first, a slow, deliberate tap-tap-tap against the door. Daniel sat up, heart pounding. Maybe it was hotel staff or a drunk guest at the wrong room. He ignored it, turning over. Then the knocking grew louder, more urgent. Tap, 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 scratch, a sound like nails dragging across the wood. A shiver ran down his spine. He reached for his phone, only to find the screen frozen on 4:04 a.m., the numbers flickering slightly, as if struggling to hold their shape. Tap, 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 scratch. Swallowing his fear, he approached the door. "Daniel, who is it?" His voice sounded small in the vast silence. No answer, only more scratching. Then something whispered from the other side, a voice barely above a breath. "Voice, let me in." Daniel's pulse hammered in his ears. He grabbed the doorknob instinctively but jerked his hand away. The metal was ice cold, almost burning. He took a shaky step back, remembering something he had read in the hotel's guest manual earlier. Do not open the door when you hear knocking at 4:04 a.m. A chill crawled up his spine. He forced himself to back away, to crawl under the blankets like a child hiding from a nightmare. The knocking continued, the scratching deeper, more desperate. Then, silence. The air felt heavier, thicker. Daniel didn't sleep for the rest of the night. When morning finally came, the sunlight streaming through the curtains felt like salvation. He packed hurriedly, determined to leave. As he exited, he turned for one last glance at room 404, but the door was gone. In its place was a solid wall, as if the room had never existed. Panic surged through him. He ran down to the lobby, his breath uneven. "Daniel, what the hell happened to my room?" "Concierge, sir, we don't have a room 404. The hotel was built without one." Daniel's stomach dropped. "Daniel, that's impossible. I slept there last night. Look, I even have the key." He reached into his pocket, but his fingers closed around nothing. No key, no proof, no room 404, just an empty space where he had spent the night. As Daniel stumbled out of the hotel, heart racing, he felt something cold in his palm. Slowly, he opened his fist. A rusted brass key with the numbers 404 engraved in it. The metal was still cold. Did this story send chills down your spine? If you love eerie, suspenseful tales like this, share it with your friends and let us know what you think in the comments. Would you dare stay in room 404? Stay tuned for more terrifying stories, if you dare.